Where are we going?
To, I don't know.
The Wright Brothers.
The Wright Brothers. How far is it, Dad?
Trash taken care of.
Trash taken care of.
All right, you happy? You got your coffee?
I am. We went to Morning View Coffee Roastery. They roast their own coffee right there on the property, and it's right here in Nags Head. And I got the Mermaid, which is vanilla bean and lavender, and I'm obsessed right now with lavender lattes. They are so good. They're not too overly sweet, and it's just wonderful. And it tastes like heaven. I'm a coffee junkie, so anybody that knows me knows that as my friend made, I wouldn't do anything for a Klondike bar, but I would do something sketchy for coffee, and that is the truth. They don't have a whole heck of a lot of food-wise options. They have the breakfast bagel sandwich, which Grumpy Joe over here reluctantly got because he needs some food. But they have a lot of pastries and things like that. So if you're going for wanting to have like a sit-down eat or some actual food, this is not the place. But if you really want good coffee, here you go. And Heather's wonderful homemade.
The coffee's all right. It's a caramel mocha, I guess. I don't know.
Caramel, yeah.
Salted caramel mocha.
And as usual,
There's these foo-foo coffee places. I don't know. Their food choices are always, not very good. It's, I don't know. I would prefer
you could have gotten
real food, and the coffee. I could have got a black coffee, but I went with the foo-foo. Which is not bad. I know. I always do regret because it's all, it's mostly milk, so it's not coffee. But bagel, I'm not a big bagel person either, but that's their only option. So, but I got to have food because I need food. So, all right. So we got our coffee, and we are on our way to the Wright Brothers Memorial. We're going to go check out the Wright Brothers Memorial. So that's just right up the road. All right, let's try this thing. It's bacon. Egg, cheese, I don't know, supposedly bacon. Yeah, there's bacon on there, I guess. Big old bagel. I'm not a bagel person, but it's all right.
All right. Oh, ready to hear it. Not bad.
No, because there's not much bacon on it.
Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, the birthplace of modern aviation. This is where Orville and Wilbur Wright achieved their first successful powered flight on December 17, 1903. Their very first flight lasted just 12 seconds and covered 120 feet, shorter than the wingspan of today's 747.
Of course, one of the first things we had to do was stop and get our national passports stamped. Another memory added to the collection.
Walking through the memorial grounds, we got to see a full-scale replica of the Wright Flyer, as well as some original artifacts, the reconstructed camp buildings they used back in 1903, and the actual location of the 4 flight paths when they achieved the first powered flight.
Out here at the Wright Brothers Memorial, you can actually walk the exact paths of the first 4 flights made on December 17, 1903. The first marker shows where history began, just 120 feet in 12 seconds. Short and shaky, but it was the very first time a powered airplane ever flew. The second flight stretched out to 175 feet, still just 12 seconds in the air, but showing a little more control. The third marker takes you even farther, 200 feet in 15 seconds. A clear sign the Wright Flyer was getting more stable. And then comes the big leap, the fourth flight. Wilbur flew an incredible 852 feet in 59 seconds. nearly a full minute in the air, and proof that controlled, sustained flight was possible.
They flew all the way over here on that last flight.
Standing here and walking these markers, you can actually trace aviation history step by step, or flight by flight.
And here's the last flight. Almost a full minute, Reagan. 59 seconds, 852 feet. So the last one did 15 seconds to 59 seconds. And the distance went from 200 feet to 852 feet. Isn't that crazy? And that's what happens when you stay with the course. You don't give up. Because what if they gave up after that first flight? Nicola's daddy, nobody would be flying right now. While standing on the flight path, we were able to watch airplanes take off and land at Kitty Hawk Airport.
We are walking on the flight path of the original flight for the Wright brothers. They did 4 flights on that day. The first 3 were pretty short. This last one went 852 feet. Almost a full minute in the air. And we're walking directly on that flight path that they were on. So that's pretty cool that it happened right here where we're walking. They would practice their glider experiments up on top of this hill and a couple of others. And
This was in the sand.
this was not grass like this. It was all just really soft sand at the time.
That is the craziest thing I've ever heard.
So for every few steps they took up, they slid back down a couple of steps because it was so sandy.
Yeah, so you wouldn't have all this pave.
As we made our way up Kill Devil Hill, the massive granite memorial to the Wright brothers came into view. Standing over 60 feet tall, it rises above the Outer Banks as a tribute to Orville and Wilbur's incredible achievement.
Well, that was a hike. We made it up to the top of Big Kill Devil Hill.
Basically, it'll kill you.
And yeah, it kills you.
Oh, there's benches over there, honey.
There's a nice big monument to the Wright brothers up here. And we can overlook and see
Well, there's the steps to go up it.
the flight paths of where they
Go around.
did their 4 initial first flights. It's a heck of a view up here.
Yeah, imagine during Wright Brothers. All sandy, just trees, no cars.
Yeah, so
no
this hill-
buildings.
This hill here is the hill that the Wrights would carry their gliders up to do glider experiments. And it was very sandy at the time. So can you imagine that? So from up here, you can see this beautiful view, but right down there is where the Wright brothers did their experiments. So their first 4 flights that they ever did, the very first powered flight happened right here, right behind me, down there. And there's markers that show you all 4 flights and how far they went each time. Very, very cool, very neat area. The history up here, it's so cool to see this and to know that what happened on this very ground here. It's very cool. You ready to go in?
A little scared. Why are you a little scared? These steps are kind of weird.
We are sitting on the monument to the Wright brothers, huh? What'd you think? We even got to go inside. I'd never been inside. Last time we were here, you couldn't go inside. There's nothing inside. It's just inside the little base. There's nothing there. But there are some steps that continue on up that I guess the workers, if they need to do some maintenance or something, they can actually go up to the top of this big, huge monument here. But boy, what a view. What a view of the ocean and the field. It's a field now. This was all sand back in the early 1900s when the Wrights were here.
Lines, Dad. Why is there like lines?
Oh, the lines are in the grass? That's from when they were mowing. Didn't you see the guy mowing?
Oh yeah.
And look, he only did like half of it. he didn't even finish because that's a big area to mow, isn't it? That would take forever to mow. There's a lot of grass here to mow. But none of this grass was here back then. And so we're at the top of this hill. And this was just a big, huge sand dune. So right down there, right there is the flight path that they did. See it right in there, right in there. So this is the path to walk that we walked to get up here. But beyond those hangars there, where there's another path of people walking, that's the actual flight path that the Wright brothers flew. There are 4 flights.
There's the first one small, second little bigger, so the blocks go like higher and higher. Like they probably like, because they're going farther and farther, so they made it go higher and higher. So
yeah, that's right. So they have the 4 different blocks that show you where the flights landed. There's a big block that shows where they took off, and then each successive flight they have a block of how far they went.
yeah.
And they get a little bit taller each time they go out until you get to the 4th one that's really tall, and it tells you that it was 854 feet, I think it was.
Yeah.
And just under a minute.
I think the reason why they make it higher is because the blocks, as the numbers usually go higher and higher, but they actually, because they went farther and farther, so they wanted to go higher and higher because the numbers go higher and higher, so that's why they made it go higher.
Yeah, that's probably true. So on the 4th flight, when they were bringing it back, they actually broke the Wright Flyer beyond repair, so they couldn't use it anymore. And the question I have, we'll have to look this up. After that day that they did those 4 flights, was that it? Did they pack everything up and never come back here again? Or did they ever come back here and do more experimenting on the flights here in
Or did they?
Kill Devil Hills? I don't know. We'll have to look that up.
Come on, Benny, let's go. After leaving the Wright Brothers Memorial, we made a quick stop at the Bodie Island Lighthouse. Standing 156 feet tall, this black and white striped beauty has been guiding ships along the Outer Banks since 1872. We didn't have time to climb it today, but the view from the base was still worth the stop. And that's a wrap on our day. First flights, giant granite mountains, and a lighthouse tall enough to make you dizzy just looking at it. Thanks for hanging out with us. Don't forget to subscribe so you can tag along for our next adventure, where we'll be exploring even more of the Outer Banks. And believe it or not, loading our entire RV onto a ferry to Ocracoke Island. What could possibly go wrong?